Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to Better and Better This Morning. It's our Sunday morning moment, and this morning, first of all, it is Happy Father's Day, so Happy Father's Day to all you guys out there. Ladies, if you're watching, please love on your dad, love on your husband, make it a special day for yourself. And today we're going to be talking about our thoughts and how our thoughts really are either can be a killer, our thoughts seriously can kill us in many different levels, and our thoughts also can be a freedom fighter that will fight for us and the things that we want and we love. So hello to everybody. When you pop on, if you would please just say hi to me below. And so this morning we're going to have a lot of interesting things talking about our thoughts. So I'm going to talk to you about why are your thoughts important and how much power do they really have. And I'm also going to talk about 2 things you need as you look at your thoughts. And then a very quick, okay, so how do I manage my thoughts then? Okay, so here it goes. So first of all, if you are on my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, and also ring the little bell so you get all my notifications. And if you haven't subscribed, or if you don't get notifications, please go to my link above, and also click on my channel, subscribe, and then go back and subscribe to my channel and click the button. So great to see everybody. Here goes. We're going to have a great morning talking about our thoughts and why they're important, and 2 things you need, and then how to control them at the very end. Okay, so awesome. So here goes. First of all, why are your thoughts important? First of all, your thoughts really will kill you, or they can be freedom fighters fighting for you in your thoughts. So your thoughts are super important because your thoughts really are you. You know, we say you are what you eat. Well, that's true. But even more than you are what you eat, you are what you think about. So what are you thinking about? There was a time in my life where I was not very self-aware. I wasn't paying attention to my thoughts. If a negative thought came up, I just tried to push it down and push it down and push it down. But what happens is, until you deal with those thoughts, they are still with you, running in your subconscious mind and impacting you in a very deep and amazing way. So you have to manage those thoughts. This has just been so evident in my life this week, as you know, we just think about things, and we don't just think about them and let them go, do we? We think about things, and then we think about more things, and we think about things, and we keep going through. So the next part of that, it's like we write a whole novel in our mind off of one thought. Like, for instance, you call someone and she doesn't call you back, or she doesn't text you back, and you say, well, is she mad at me? And then you think, well, what did I do that makes her mad at me? And then you say, well, if she's mad at me, then she's not going to call me back. And I wonder who else that she's telling. I wonder if she's saying bad stuff about me to somebody. What did I do? I didn't even know I did anything. And if she's mad at me, then that means I've lost a good friend. And if she's mad at me and I've lost her as a good friend, she's probably told other people, and now I'm going to lose all of my friends. And now that I've lost all of my friends, what am I going to do? Well, hey girl, this is crazy. One thing happened, and instead of just living in reality, we went into this long story about what we think could happen. Maybe she's just using the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not really anything big. Maybe she stumped her toe and she can't find her phone. We live in this story, this fairy tale we tell ourselves about things that happen because of one thing. We have to live in reality. Many years ago, about 3 years ago, my daughter's little girl drowned. Thank God, my daughter saw her, got her, and gave her CPR. She came back to life. She is alive, and she is well, and they took her to the hospital, and everything was fine. And she is a perfectly 100% whole, beautiful little girl. Well, my daughter went through PTSD after that, because that's the only thing you can call it. But so much of her getting healthy and well through that is that she had to keep saying, but what is reality? Reality is my daughter is well. My daughter is alive. My daughter is whole. Instead of going back and reliving it and letting that thought become a killer for you, you have to live in, okay, but what is reality? The truth is my daughter's great. The truth is my baby is good. The truth is she's healthy and whole, and she's wonderful. That's the truth. And you just have to keep coming back to reality. Because if you live in a place of fairy tale land that the story just goes on and on and on, it is a killer for you. Where if you want to do, and the opposite of that is, sometimes we live in a false story, a fairy tale that is just made up in our mind about the worst thing that could happen, right? And so that's what we do a lot. We live in the worst thing that can happen. And what we should be doing is we should let our brain be a freedom fighter for us. And simply what that means is that you walk by faith. You live in faith that great things are going to happen for you. When the opportunity comes up and you're thinking about something and it's negative and you're expecting the worst, you immediately have to say, okay, that's not reality. But then, not just that, think about what could be reality. What is the best thing that could happen? What could happen? What are the possibilities? What if? And when you do that and you live in faith and you live in possibility thinking, your thoughts seriously become freedom fighters for you. And so there's my daughter. She is doing a photobomb there. I love her. She's awesome. And so what happens is your thoughts can be a freedom fighter for you that gives you faith and belief and energy and action and love and desire and energy to just go do the things that you want to do. So the thought can either be a killer on one side that just takes you down this rabbit hole that just is never ending. But sometimes we just have to say, okay, but what is reality? But sometimes we have to go into the faith aspect of our thoughts. What could happen? What could be amazing? What could be great? And that is where you have to go. Now, two things you need. You need to always be aware of, do I need to ask myself, okay, but what is reality? Or you need to say, but what could be the best case scenario? But what could happen that could be awesome? So either bring yourself back to reality or say, what if something great could happen? What if something wonderful could take place? What if that could happen? And you can live in those two places. You can live in reality to bring you from that crazy down the rabbit hole trail story, or you can be living in the what if of faith, that great things are just around the corner for me. Wonderful things. God is on my side. God is planning great things for me. And so that is that. Now here's the last part this morning. The last part is this. I'm going to talk to you for just a minute about how do you control those thoughts? Because what was happening to me in my life that I wasn't even aware about was that I was not self-aware. I was not paying attention to myself. Thoughts would come up and I would just let them run. I would go down that rabbit hole. I did not know I was going down a rabbit hole. I didn't even know there was a rabbit hole. So are you that way maybe? Maybe you're not living in being self-aware where you can hear the thoughts you're thinking, think about the things you're thinking, think about what you're doing and where you're going, and stop it. The most important thing you can do is when you feel your emotions change from calm. Anytime you're not calm, you have to breathe and make the thought stop. When you purposefully breathe and do a deep breathing, what happens with that is your brain can't keep thinking and breathing at the same time on purpose. So this is what you do. You become self-aware so that you feel your emotion change to anger, to sadness, to whatever it is. When that emotion changes, that's your signal that you're thinking something wrong. Isn't that funny? Why did not people tell me this 20 years ago in my life? The emotion is not really the emotion that's the problem. The emotion is the reflection of what you're thinking. That's why you need to pay attention to your emotions. So when you feel that emotion go to a bad place, the first thing you do is just say, I just felt that. I'm feeling angry. Breathe. Everybody breathe with me. Breathe in. Hold it. And think thoughts of I'm good. I'm great. Me and God, we've got this. I'm safe. And let it out. Breathe in one more time. I'm good. I'm great. I'm joyful. God's light is shining on me. This is a great day. Let it go. And the third time is usually all it takes for you to quit that negative thought. One more time. Joy, abundance, God's light. I am safe. When you breathe those 3 times, what happens is you are not anymore thinking about what you were thinking about that made you feel angry or sad or discouraged or depressed or whatever it is. You control your thoughts by telling your brain to turn off. You don't tell your brain to turn off and it turns off. It's much too smart for that. But when you tell your brain to turn off simply by saying, the remote control is in my brain and I'm telling my brain to breathe. When you breathe on purpose, 3 deep breaths in, hold it, think God's love, God's light, God's abundance on you, and you breathe it out, your brain has literally shifted. You have shifted from that crazy thought down the rabbit hole, down the sadness, down the discouragement, to now you've gotten back to a place where you can change your thought. Your thoughts are so powerful, it is very hard to change them in midstream. That's why you breathe and get them to stop. And then you can change to a good thought. And you must have some good thoughts prepared. What if things that God is on my side, and when God's on my side, I can do anything right here and right now. I am strong and powerful. God has called me to be a woman on purpose. I am God's child and God is on my side. You should have 10 or 15 sayings, statements of faith that you say to yourself to shift you from that place to a great thing, because those statements of faith are your freedom fighters. The freedom fighters of your thoughts are the things that you believe in faith about who God is. And who He is more powerful than anything else, because if God is for you, it really doesn't matter if anybody else is for you or not. Because when God's for you, He is the creator of this universe. He is in control. He loves me and He is on my side. And with Him, I can do anything right here and right now. So you have to know who God is, and you have to say statements of affirmation, of belief that God is on my side. You have to also believe who you are, not the down the rabbit hole story of who you used to be and how bad things are and what everybody's told you, but who you know in your heart you are. I am great, I am powerful, and God is on my side. I am strong, I am smart, I am creative, I am a good thinker, I am a good problem solver. I know how to do this, and I'm so smart that if I don't know how to do it, I can ask somebody, and then I'll know exactly how to do it. Confidence about who you are and the thoughts about who you are. And then just thoughts about possibilities. What could happen? What is the best that could happen? And walk by faith. Walk in faith to believe that what is a possibility can really happen. If you can think about it and you can dream it, guess what? It can happen. God does not put things in your heart that He does not want you to do. If it's a positive, wonderful thing that pushes you into a new place, a positive place, and you've thought it up in your mind, that means it's in your heart and God gave it to you. Today, I want you to go capture those killer thoughts and instead breathe, shift them away, and put those freedom fighters at work for you. They are the soldiers that will run your life and give you victory. The freedom fighter thoughts for you today. Please have a great day. Please go to my YouTube channel, click subscribe, and then ring the little bell so you get notifications. I record every Sunday here on Facebook, and then I post it on Monday. And then sometimes I'll do another one during the week, and I've got a whole channel full of great inspirational videos. I'd love for you to go there. Please say hey to me. Please say, hey, Sandy, it was great to hear you today. Let me know how you're doing. Know that we're here for each other, pulling for each other. Much, much love to you. Have a great day. And again, happy Father's Day to all you guys. Bye-bye.